They call it a window into school. Parents can look inside whenever they want to see what their children are doing.
This morning she's in health and social care. It's highlighted green, so that means she's actually been logged in on the system.
And check how they're doing.
She's been the Student of the Month for drama. She's also got a reward for English.
It's a pioneering example of reaching out to parents and keeping them informed using information technology. And every parent is within reach, because every family was given a personal computer and internet access by the school.
First time for me it was difficult, but now it's easy.
In this programme we'll be looking at the impact made by this family computer scheme, as the government embarks on a strategy to ensure every home in the country has internet access by 2011 to help children and engage parents. We'll also see how other projects provide support or information for parents using the internet or exploiting messaging services. And we'll find out about a new service that's being developed to reach out to parents separated or estranged from their children. This is Shireland Collegiate Academy in Smethwick in the West Midlands. Built for the children of the Industrial Revolution, it's now forging ahead with 21st century technologies, following the arrival of a new head teacher.
The first conversation that I had with the staff who were here was, what's the biggest challenge? And the biggest challenge, they said, was to get the children to believe they could do well and to get the families to believe they could help their kids. So one of the things that we decided to do in 1997 was to try and create a learning network where we joined all the primary schools and community centres with Shireland. And it was the first time anybody done that in the country.
Shireland found the money to develop a network and create this support centre through a regeneration partnership. But the plan to distribute 2,000 computers to families was supported directly by the Education Department in 2004.
And that's probably why we've got to the Home Access programme today. So in our own little way, we probably started an initiative that we weren't sure was going to lead to home access, but ultimately is going to lead to something that, if it can make the same difference nationally that it's made here, of getting families to believe they can help their children, it'll have a profound effect.
The Shireland project coincided with this family's arrival as refugees from Albania.
This shows me all the lessons that I had today. And it tells the times as well here.
What about the concerns? What are those?
If you miss your deadlines of a coursework, they give you a concern there, which I had to. I missed 2 of them because I didn't understand the work the teachers was giving to me, so I had to see them after school for them to explain to me.
How often do you and your mum get together to look at the website?
Probably once in a week. We do get together. I show what's being done in a week, what's been happening, how well I'm doing in the school from the week.
I can see what Loretta is doing. Is she better or not? Does she have any problem or not?
Has she had any problems?
No, she is very excellent.
The network also offers parents the opportunity to help themselves by improving their basic skills and boosting their confidence. Other pages provide general information and advice, making it a resource parents want to use. Shireland's success is reflected in the number of other schools around the country it's supporting, 110 and growing.
What we wanted to do was to have this one-stop shop where parents could come and get the information that they wanted. One of the things we tried to do was look at the 3 levels of the gateway, finding out about what was happening with their child, finding out about information about the school, finding out information at a community level, what was going on in the area. I can find out job search and it will take me to the job centre. So instead of having to go to Google and search it, it's here in one place. Lifestyle is really looking at, I suppose, the health and well-being of the parents, first aid, fire safety, information with local doctors where they can actually go and search and find out where they could go if they need to get to a clinic.
When we've had figures before, we've had over 200 families accessing just the family portal of the Learning Gateway. So probably a third of the families on an active basis are using it. A number of families will come in and talk about their children and say, when I went on the Learning Gateway on our family portal, I saw there was an issue with my daughter's attendance. What are we doing about it? I've looked at my son or daughter's report online or his or her grades online. Now there's no way we would have heard that several years ago.
The National Home Access Programme is being piloted in Oldham and Suffolk before being rolled out across the rest of England. Unlike the Smethwick scheme, the plan does not involve handing out computers, but making grants available for an approved package consisting of a device, connectivity and support. But Shireland recognised it was not enough to get computers into homes, especially in the homes of large families, where there's competition to sit down at the keyboard. So more than 80 computers have been placed in community centres like this one. This parent is checking the progress of her daughter, who's in Year 10 at Shireland.
I try to log on probably every 2 weeks. Sometimes it's every week, depending if there's any tests going on at school or if there's any letters that my friends might say their children have brought home and I haven't got. I actually log on and have a look. This is basically saying which examination she's going to be put forward for, her timetable of where she is on each particular day. This one here, the student events, tells us that she's had a certificate in November, and also she's had some behaviour events as well.
What do they mean by behaviour event? Can you tell me in general terms?
Yeah, for instance, I think if they've come into class and they haven't brought the correct equipment, like they've forgotten their book or they haven't done their homework or they've probably been cheeky, and they've got different levels of behaviour. So that's the stage one, that's the first stage.
Her daughter wasn't exactly thrilled when her mother noticed this behaviour event.
I didn't think she knew, because I didn't think she knew about the student portal. But then when I went home, she asked me about it. So now I know that she uses it regularly.
So you're now better behaved
Yeah.
and now more punctual?
Yeah. Got no choice.
I have an older daughter and the gateway wasn't around when she was at school, so there were a lot of things that I didn't know that she didn't tell me, and having the gateway I can check certain things for myself without having to make them feel as though you're questioning them, and I think it helps to show her that I'm interested in what she's doing at school. Not just the negatives, the positives as well.
Parents using the network are supported by Shireland's Extended Schools Coordinator. He organises training in computer skills and English. He also liaises with the community centres. Today he's checking on the use of 8 new computers installed a few weeks earlier by the school.
The usage of the computer really is dictated to some extent by their familiarity with the English language. I mean, obviously in this centre we do come across what we call the hard to reach parents, aren't they? They're the parents who maybe wouldn't have the confidence to perhaps approach the school about some issues.
And are parents using the gateway to access their students' data, check their timetable, check their attendance? Is that
Yes,
very useful?
I think they certainly do. We're talking small numbers, but hopefully as the word spreads, people will start to use it more.
Sorry to interrupt. You talked earlier about the language barrier. I mean, how do you overcome that barrier?
Well, we do offer support with translators coming into the school. We do have parents who have been here a bit longer with the school who can speak the language, who can help parents log on to the gateway. And a lot of the work is actually graphical, so they can actually look at the different colour codes that we're offering. So it's a traffic light system, so they can see where children are working well and not working so well.
I suppose if it's helping parents become more settled, then that in turn helps the children, doesn't it?
Oh,
It
yeah,
does,
definitely.
yes, because if the parents are going through very difficult times and there's no one to help them, then that's going to have a huge impact on their children's achievement, isn't it? So the links to the outside world is really important, because if it was just educational, it would really miss a dimension, I think.
So we are helping to raise children's achievement through helping the parents. So it increases their own confidence, gives them better prospects for their own career prospects and for their own jobs too.
Also at the centre today is a refugee from Chad who has 2 children under the age of 5. He's used the school-supplied computers to help him settle into his new life as a UK citizen.
I started to use the computer to do Life in UK test, 3 questions, and I passed my exam. It's helped my family too as well.
In which way?
Like if you wanna apply for council house, or if you wanna go to register with the GB as well. So it's helped me to find job.
Shireland wants to develop the network to create an online dialogue with parents so they can discuss problems or worries.
And one of the things we want to do is do a parental concern page. We've already got a pupil concern page on the student portal, and the idea is to develop that so where parents can ask a question of the school. There is a team of teachers that then decide whether that goes up live onto the site, if it's going to be useful, and then the answer is actually put there, and then over time build up a bank and archive these into frequently asked questions.
It's a service that would complement the support that's already available nationally from Parentline Plus, which provides telephone and online help from a team of volunteers. All parenting problems are covered, and education is the fourth most common concern, after behaviour, emotional health and separation and divorce. Parentline Plus has also created a support forum called Got a Teenager, enabling parents to talk to each other about their experiences in coping or dealing with their children. Another innovation is a text-based service started by the Advisory Centre for Education. Ask ACE allows parents to ask questions and receive answers without sitting in front of a computer screen. Professional advisors, most of them with educational or legal backgrounds, answer questions on any parenting issue, but most inquiries are about education. Exclusion, bullying, school admissions, and special educational needs top the list of the most frequently asked topics. A new service is being developed, meanwhile, aimed at helping parents who are separated from their children, either by work or by the breakdown of a relationship. It's called One-to-One, and it's part of Dad's Space, run by the charity Respect. Eventually, it's hoped One-to-One will make use of webcams, which is how one of the fathers who helped develop the service made contact with us.
The idea is to try and engage the father or mother with the child. Some fathers and mothers do not get access as much as they would like, or they don't have access at all. And I guess this has been a medium in which parent and child can in some way build that relationship back up. At the forefront, it has to be agreed by both parents that they can at least trial this. It's not something that it could be forced in one direction. This website is closely monitored.
One-to-One allows parents and children to swap pictures, again closely monitored, and also play games. It's hoped that re-establishing a relationship would have a number of benefits, some of which would be seen in a happier school pupil. It's clear that new technologies are creating new opportunities for reaching out to parents and engaging them in their children's education. At Shireland, there's a strong belief that as parents recognise what's becoming available, the more they'll want to take advantage of the advice and information they can access, which makes home access even more of a priority.
One of the things that technology now does is make things visible. So all those years ago when my mum and dad just didn't know whether I was being good or bad or whatever, you can now make it visible so families can actually see what's really happening. Increasingly families will say, I want to be part of that.
For more information about the resources we've been highlighting, please go to this programme's webpage on www.teachers.tv.